Thank you for the grand tour. I'm a believer.
Thank you, chaps.
Now, are we ready to finalize the numbers?
We already have.
The situation's changed, Michael. The market's changed.
How so?
The exit value of your business needs to be recalculated.
Please, be specific.
Oh, I will be. You're asking 400 for 12 locations and a distribution network, which was a fair valuation at the time. But when one of those locations was compromised, the value of all those locations were compromised, and this obviously affects the price. Your skunk farm was a fucking viral sensation on YouTube, Michael. And when Johnny Law starts sniffing, which he will, all of those locations will have to cease production for, I'd say, at least 12 months at a cost of 100 million net PA before marking down the loss of staff, relocation, and site rentals. You still with me?
Yes, I follow.
It will take at least 3 years to get your supply, distribution, and demand back to full capacity. Your staffing costs are 25% of your 100 million operational costs, so that's 25 million per annum for 3 annums, and location rental at 15 million a year. That's 120 GBP bite right there. Your unit economics have taken a hit. And forecasting out your top-line growth margin in the current inimical climate, I calculate what was worth 400 million a month ago must now be valued at an anemic 130. You see, it's not about the first domino that fell, Michael. It's about the last.
Please.
I like you, Michael. You're a good chap. And if you want me to help you out of this hole you have found yourself in, I can pay you $100 million today. It's a good offer, and it's real. And I'll do this because I'm your friend. My accountant can transfer the fee within the hour.
I like your domino analogy. The question I ask is who tumbled the first domino?
I'm afraid that's not my concern or my business, Michael.
At the risk of contradicting you, it is very much your business. And certainly your concern. Only you made one mistake.
That being?
You seem to have mistaken me for some kind of a cunt. Let me introduce you to the first domino.
It's a tad dramatic, isn't it? Corpses in freezers. Who is this man? What's he got to do with anything that I'm talking about?
I take it with that statement you are in denial of so-said relationship with this frozen Chinaman?
Well, of course I'm in denial of it. I don't have relationships with dead frozen Chinamen.
Best not to be glib at this time in the proceedings, Matthew. Don't bother looking for your Mossad crabs. This is a fish market. They have found a home.
To be clear, I do not know that man. I'll tell you how this plays out. You will drown. And then my Mossad crabs will eat you.
So while you were discussing who would take over my business after you fucked it, you somehow mistook so-said Chinaman for someone else?
Business is business, Michael. It's nothing personal.
And while I am not emotional about the money, there is a price indebted to me for the blood I've gotten on my hands, restoring order to the untidiness that you created. And that price, according to you, 400 minus 130, is $270 million. And I'm keeping the business while you are getting in the freezer. And you will make that transaction if you want to get out of the freezer. It is 25 below zero in there, so I assume you'll last about an hour. That said, I wouldn't fuck about because frostbite is very expensive on the fingers and toes, so I would type as quickly as possible while you have the use of them. After you have tended to that indiscretion, you can then deal with the next consequence of your short-sightedness. As stated, I am not emotional about the money. But I am emotional about the fact that someone laid their hands on my wife. My wife! No amount of money on God's green earth can pay for that transgression, Matthew. No, for that. I want a pound of flesh.
Pound of flesh?
It matters not to me where on your anatomy it is withdrawn from. If you don't have the stomach to take it for yourself, Big Bunny here is very adept with the knife, and as you can see, he's dressed for the weather. But a penny short or a gram shy, that freezer door does not open. Am I clear?